Hey, it's Alfie from masterthemixing.com. Today I'm going to be talking about how you can become a great beat mixer if you don't have studio monitors. So everybody knows that studio monitors are sort of the main way to play back your beats, instrumentals, whatnot, when you're mixing, because they get rid of they kind of project the frequencies as clearly as possible, whereas normal speakers may either not be able to play back all the frequencies involved in your beats, like the lower frequencies, or some speakers may be boosted. They may naturally boost some frequencies to make them sound better. Studio monitors actually just produce the sounds that you've created, and you've created only, taking out the factor of your room acoustic treatment and stuff like that. But anyway, the main point is that normally studio monitors are the best way to kind of, if anything, put your final touches on the mix and just hear everything as clearly as you can. Now, not everybody has studio monitors. They can be quite expensive. So this tutorial is more for the people that want to get the best out of their beat mix, get their beat sounding the best that they can, but don't necessarily have studio monitors, or their room where they're going to be doing the mixing, or wherever they're going to be doing the mixing, is very, very poorly treated, that even the studio monitors may still cause problems. So without further ado, let's get started. So step one, you're going to want to use proper headphones. So these studio headphones at that, these tend to be cheaper than studio monitors. If you don't have either at the moment, I'd definitely say get some headphones first, because you can definitely create great mixes on them. There are some drawbacks, but you can create great mixes with them. They sort of do the same thing that the monitors will do, in terms of there's no frequencies in the headphones that are boosted unnecessarily, and you can hear the lower frequencies still. So they actually are quite a good alternative. And how a lot of mixers like to mix is, what they'll do is they'll actually do the fundamental mixing in the headphones, and then when it comes to just adjusting the leveling and the last little bits and pieces, they'll listen to it back in studio monitors just to make it perfect. But you can actually do the main body of your mixing in the headphones. So I definitely suggest getting a good pair of headphones. I like the brand Audio Technica. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. You have to allow me if that's wrong. Yeah, so that's that. That's step one. Step two, or option two, should I say? Use Apple earphones. You gotta think about your target market when you're doing your mixes. Now, of course, it's gonna be more so artists that are listening to your beats first, before any consumer is listening to an artist's final production, or final song, or final track. But even most artists of today, they're not going to be listening to your beats through studio monitors or advanced equipment, because they don't have that. They don't use that. Audio engineers and producers use that. So you want to think about the main way that people of today consume music and will consume music, and that's with Apple earphones, car speakers. But obviously, to have a car, that's expensive as well. Unless you've maybe got a friend that you could ask to test your mixes in, but I'm sure pretty quickly they'll get annoyed if you ask them to go inside just to play some beats, so that's not really reliable. But Apple earphones are a good second alternative, not as good as the headphones, but a good alternative as well. Again, just because this is how the majority of people will be hearing your beats and the final product anyway. So it's good to get a reference in there. And even though there's definitely drawbacks to mixing in the earphones, it's better than necessarily just mixing off of your laptop speakers or your computer's default speakers, because they aren't configured correctly, and they don't have the benefit of being the main way people will listen to it. So that's step two. Step three, use reference tracks. Now, really and truly, this should have been step one, but it's fine as a step three as well, because it's not really equipment that you can use. Now, what I mean by using reference tracks is you want to get into the habit of, when you're mixing beats or mixing down songs, of having a song that you personally feel like sounds very good, very professional, and ticks all the boxes in your mind. Because at the end of the day, you can search Google and search for the best mixed tracks of all time and whatnot. But what you're going to be hearing is somebody else's opinion. Music is subjective at the end of the day, and so is mixing. For you to really improve as a mixer yourself, you need to best maximize what you feel sounds great. And now obviously you're not gonna fully just be judging on yourself in the beginning. That's why you'll be using reference tracks. And even as an experienced person, I'd still recommend to use reference tracks, just so you can sort of A/B test and just get a quick perspective of another mixer's ear. But the main point of using it here without the studio monitors is that, all right, you've got a beat here that you think sounds amazing, or you've got a song here that you think sounds amazing, and you're using, let's say, the Apple Earphones. Well, what you can do is you can quickly go back and forth between listening to what you've mixed so far and listening to the mix of a beat that you really like in the earphones, and kind of get a sense of how that end mix has finished in the earphones. And if you can get your production close to that sort of quality, and just level of sounding good on the earphones, then there's a good chance that that will transfer over to studio monitors and headphones. And of course it won't. Of course, there's always going to be a drawback to not having either the studio monitors or the studio headphones, but using a reference track at all times can only better your mixing. And finally, learn to mix professionally. Now, you know I wasn't going to leave this one out. We have some great courses on the website, but what I've done is below on the blog post, I've given a free link for you to receive a video that will teach you how to, in detail, mix your instruments and your synths, get them sounding smooth, remove any muddiness from your mix and whatnot. That will also be in the description of the video on YouTube, so you can find that there. Please comment, like, and subscribe if this has been helpful for you. Please also let me know in the comments what, sort of things you want to learn, the kind of mixing questions you have, just general beat making questions you have, vocal mixing questions you have, anything like that. And I'll try and get as many videos and as many blog posts made to help the community. So God bless and have a good day.